Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you all had a good hump day. Still the best day of the week. I had a great day yesterday. Joe Palladino and I were trying to get together every Wednesday. That's something that we started. Uh, we started talking a few months ago. Joe saw me actually at the Niagara Square protest, and he was inspired by what I was doing. And he reached out to some of his friends, asked them about me, what my story was, and then he reached out to me, and it turned out we had a whole lot more in common than what we thought we might have. And it's been a great friendship. Really enjoying the time that I spent with him. Max came over, and he and Ralph got in a little bit. Ralph's my cat. Charlie, my brother, and the girls, they named Ralph. Well, Ralph started as Ralph, Wolfie, or Cat, so you could refer to him as any one of those three things. And there was a standoff, stressful standoff between Ralphie and Max yesterday, but it was good. We went for a walk. We had a great time. So thank you to Joe for that. It was a great day. I think I've been mentioning to you guys, I'm really trying to be better with my time and my scheduling and my time management and staying focused and organized and trying to make sure that I'm accomplishing the things that I need to, developing new skill sets every day, trying to be a little bit better than I was the day before. And, it's working with some effectiveness. I definitely like to be better for myself. I like to be better for, those in my life and our movement, everything that we're doing, but then also professionally, personally, I'd love to be even better at doing all the things that I'm working hard at doing. And I think one of the things that we beat ourselves up on a lot are whether, so if we're starting down a path and we're trying to expand ourselves, we're trying to be better, we're trying to grow, we're trying to learn. And I think what happens is a couple of things. One, if we get beat or we beat ourselves, we allow that to trip us up. And, I think what I've learned is that you don't let that trip you up. You let that inspire you even more. And I used to let that sabotage me and undermine me and undercut me. And when you trip up, that's all it is you stumbled. And people have heard me use this analogy all the time. You didn't fall off the path, you didn't fall off the mountain. You just stumbled, or you just maybe fell down to a knee. And all of that time that you put into, and all of that experience and all that effort that you put into learning everything that you did up until that point, it doesn't go away because you tripped up or you made a mistake or you did something that may seem really, really bad. All that experience is still there. And what I do is I turn that experience into a positive and a learning experience. For example, let's just say I could take a look at, the different business failures that I've had. I could take look at that as being very frustrated, let it beat me down, let it keep me down. Or I can look at those and I can say, what could I have done better? What should I have done better? What could I have paid attention to? And, I've been doing that for a long time, but it really, really helps. We victimize ourselves and we victimize our success. Good morning, Penny. And we hold ourselves back. We don't allow ourselves to blossom and flourish. And some of the people that I see in my life that are really starting to take hold of the concepts that we talk about on a daily basis. Good morning, Courtney. Courtney's one of them. She's done an amazing job with her life and the transformation that she's underwent. Melissa Heinrich, I wanted to mention her this morning because she is an inspirational woman and she is coming out of her shell and she is a leader. And I told her she was a leader and to believe in herself. And the things that she is doing right now, Melissa Heinrich, are just amazing. And they're simple things. her Instagram posts that she's doing, the photography that's happening with it, the Facebook posts that she's doing. She's got a family. I think she has 3 or 4 kids, and she has her husband, and I believe they live out in Hamburg. And she has taken this and embraced it. So imagine if you're able to, at this time in your life, embrace something like that, in a time that's so difficult and strenuous, and make a positive out of it. Imagine how successful you're going to be when times are good. And, she's not the only person. I just mentioned her because, I see the work that she's doing. John Winstead is somebody else that you guys have heard me mention. John and I, we met early on, and we were talking about, the different things that we could do individually, but also collectively. Good morning, Nikki. We were talking about what it is that we could do, or he could do, or we could do collectively. And again, I saw every one of us are a leader in our own ways, and he's a leader. And the things that he does, the sides that he makes for the protests are incredible. And he put together the video about Como. I've talked about that a couple of times. We sometimes look at everybody that's doing something out there, and we say that can't be us. They're better than me, or they're smarter than me, or they're more put together. That's not the case at all, guys. Each one of us are able to do whatever it is that we set our mind to. These people that hold political office at this point, they're just people. These people that are doing everything that they're doing to us right now, they're just people. That's all they are. They're no better, no more informed, no more intelligent than any one of us. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that I used to take a look at people like super competitive. Shocker, right? If people don't know me. But super competitive person. And I was able to temper that. And when I did that, what it allowed me to do was enjoy life so much more. Because rather than worrying about my own pride, my own ego, my own self-esteem, it allowed me to actually be in the moment with other people. It allowed me to be a little bit more selfless, a lot less selfish. And it allowed me to truly embrace everything that I did, whether I was playing football or my business or at a job, any one of my businesses, anything that I'm doing with Nurture, any one of you guys that I interact with, going to protests. I take all of those experiences, and if I have something that I slipped on and I didn't do very well, I'm like, give me the information, let me know. And, I don't ever take any of that stuff personally. You got to filter it, right? Because sometimes, somebody's spot on with a recommendation or, a critique that they have, and sometimes they're not. But no matter what, like for example, if I'm playing football, and what used to happen is if I made a mistake or somebody got me, whatever it was, blocking or made a move on me, I would carry that around. I'd be upset for about a week or even longer sometimes. And what I learned to do was say, man, I learned to appreciate, good morning, Rakeem, how you doing? Good morning, Ralph. What I learned to do was to take that instance, and then I would respect the person that did it. And now I say, man, how can I be more like that person? Or how can I learn what that person did? And then what can I learn to apply it towards me and what it is that I'm doing on the football field? And that was the best, because rather than going around thinking I'm the best, I'm the greatest, more than a few songs on that, right? You become more humble, and you're like, no, I'm not even close to the greatest at anything. And that's okay, because I'm learning and growing, but how do I get better, and how do I be better? Well, from all the mistakes and everything that I do, you learn from it, and then you apply it, and then you put it into action. And why am I talking about all this? because the theme of what I've been talking about for the past several days now is taking hold of our lives. You know, how do we transform our lives? How do we transform our situation? And it becomes a collective, guys. It becomes all of us coming together and working together. And, you know, I know that whole cosmic and spirituality thing, you know, when people start to say consciousness and mindfulness and awareness, things like that. But what that really means is when you are truly in tune with those in your life and those around you, whether you're at the store, you know, whether you're playing football or whether you're with your kids or whether you're at a dinner with family, it's being aware of how you are behaving. How are you interacting with other people? And when you do that, you're going to be better. You're going to have a better time. You're going to smile more. You're going to be happier because you're realizing that the group that you're in, yeah, there are probably people there that you really don't care about, and there's probably people that you're not getting along with, but that's okay, because then what I'm going to tell you, what's even more beautiful, is when you start to look at those people that you don't get along with, and you start to appreciate who they are and why they are the way they are and why they're doing what they're doing. It just becomes amazing. And, you know, I talk about all this stuff right now, you know, and I talk about, you know, which people call it, you know, the Zen or whatever it is. But these are things, I haven't read books, guys. I haven't ever read a book on this stuff, any of it. This is all my personal life experiences. If some of these make a connection with you, great. If they're just like out there, that's okay too. But if any one of these things you take a look at, you can say, hey, you know what, that kind of makes sense. I'm going to try to apply that to my life. I can tell you, for me, it has worked immeasurably in how much it's helped me in life. And the reason it applies to everything that we're doing is because it does become that energy. So think about this. Think about if you get into a group of people that you're hanging out with, and they're all sarcastic all the time, and they're always just, you know, putting people down, and, you know, the way the conversations usually flow are, you know, it's good fun, but it flows in a certain way. It makes you feel a certain way, right? Makes you think a certain way. And it's not necessarily positive. Maybe part of it is. So your role in those interactions, you don't have to subscribe to whatever somebody else is doing. You can be the person that you want to be in those situations and in those settings. And you can own and take ownership of even just your little piece of whatever that setting is. And then that gives you the confidence to be able to go through life being the way you want to be after you've identified that. And it's not that difficult. It's like, for me, you know, what makes you happy? Me, believe it or not, as many as some people would be like, man, this guy's crazy, you know. He's running all over the place and he's yelling and he's got this voice and he wants to hit this voice. But believe it or not, you know, I like all kinds of situations, to be honest with you. I really do. I embrace every single one of the situations. But, you know, my comfortable place is, you know, when it's relaxed and when people are just having fun and comfortable and laughing and smiling. And that's what I like it to be. So that's what I always try to be when I'm in those situations. And you'll notice that a smile or a kind word or a word of encouragement to somebody else is just incredible. So with the situation that we've got going on right now, you know, we got Cuomo committing more acts of crime, more acts of terror, you know, by using every dictator's playbook to put rules and laws into place that exonerate him of any liability. You know, you have de Blasio doubling down, I mean, it's not even, I mean, this is 100% more, 100 times more doubling down, or 100 times, whatever you want to call it, putting down on it, with, contact tracing and telling everybody as they come back into the border, or as they come back into New York. We're still in the USA, guys. And, these guys aren't going to stop. And like I said yesterday, we have about 80 to 85% of the entire population that is with us. The number of people that they have is so, like, it's a fraction of a percent that they've ascended to leadership roles and political roles to be able to influence all this stuff. So guys, we're in August. That has August, September, October, and then November. We've got about 3 months for all of us to start doing little things, little pieces of the puzzle, whatever those pieces of the puzzle may be. Whatever you're comfortable with doing, do it. If it's reaching out to me, messaging me, asking me, Pete, what can I do? What group can I get a part of? Let it be that. If it's writing letters and you're good at that to politicians, do that. If you want to go out and you want to help a candidate get elected, just help one, guys. You don't have to help 4. You don't have to go all in. That's the one thing that I think we miss a lot of the times, are that we see the work that other people are doing, whoever they are. Maybe you're watching it on YouTube, maybe you're watching it on Facebook, wherever you're watching it. And you look at it and you go, man, this guy or this girl is all put together. And they're doing a great job with whatever they're doing. But they had to build it, guys. They had to build it to one step at a time to get to where it is that they're at. And that's exactly how you do it. You build whatever it is that you want. You be that leader in your world and then to other people. And you be true to yourself, and you be true to whatever that mission is that you decide to pursue. And you're going to do great things. You're going to impact people in a positive way. My role in this whole thing is this. My role is to inspire people. My role is to inspire you guys to get out there and do things. And I don't care. I don't want acknowledgement. I don't want recognition. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. All I want is that we all start to feel better. All I want is for all of us to feel happy, to feel at peace, to feel like we control the world that we're in, rather than it spinning out of control. And if I can do that just for 1 or 2 or however many people, that's what this is all about. What I am very good at is taking a look at a situation and instantly figuring out what the various courses of action are or potentially could be. And then setting out on, collaborating with the individuals that are there, deliberating over it. Because everything has to be inclusive, guys. Even in your groups, you have to make everybody feel like they're a part of it, truly, because they are. And I think all too often what happens is that we don't look at people as individuals. We don't look at them as though they're ourselves. And it takes a little bit of work to get to that point. Sometimes it's instantaneous, but when we do that, we take people for granted. So you have that person in your life that they're a great person, but for whatever reason, you just don't really connect with them in a way that maybe you connect with some of your other friends. And they're always there for you, and they're always ready to do something for you. But for whatever reason, you're just like, you never really let that person come on into your life. Recognize those people in your life that are amazing and that want and need to be a part of your life. Because, yeah, me too, John, good morning. That's what I want as well. We'll start with our county. We'll start with our state. But when you realize that that person is a person, it's a beautiful thing, because now you connect with that person on an even deeper level. where that friendship and that bond grows because you actually care about that person. And it doesn't have to be family. What it is it's your friend. And your friend becomes family. And it's just amazing. And I can't even tell you. Now, I've lost a lot of people as a result of this, and that's okay. You know, they're going to have their opinions of me, and that's fine. But the number of people that I have gained as a result of all of this has just been amazing. The family and the bonds and the experiences that I'm having now, you know, with so many people. You know, I just go through the names of everybody that, you know, I've been involved with. But, you know, I mean, you know, Taylor, you want to talk about her, and Gina Kay, and, you know, Gay, and seeing her face every time, and Bill Northcutt, you know, Senior, and, you know, John Winstead. You know, you go through the list of the names, the Erica Case, and what we were doing, the work that we were doing, and all the people that I've been able to meet and blessed to meet, all of you guys that watch me every day. You know, it's just been amazing to get to meet you. But embrace those people in your life that you see were making the effort, but you didn't pay attention to. You know, you took them for granted. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a beautiful thing, because your heart's going to open up and your mind's going to open up in a way that you're going to really start seeing people. And when you're doing what you're doing, when you start to take on a leadership role in whatever capacity it is that you want to do, always keep that in mind, that there are people in the group, that it's not about you, it's about us. It's not about you when it's not about them. It's about we and that collective. And they joined you for a reason, because they believed in you. You inspired them. And always be mindful and respectful of that. Because when we're just more than just us, like, look at this page, look at our page, what it's grown from in just a matter of months, and what it was before, but what it is now, and how the people on our page interact with one another, the friendships that are there. These are friendships that they weren't there until this. So now you do the same thing with your group, except that you make those relationships that you created with this group, with this experience, a little bit more profound, a little bit deeper, a little bit more meaningful. And you're going to have a team of people, a team. And I'm talking like a team, like a sports team. I'm talking like, you know, a work team where, like, you know, you're bored with it. I'm talking about a group of people that you just love to be around. And I'm going to tell you, like, when we did that dance party, you know, and Scott and Rachel Ball and Jill was out there, and just have Teresa showing up, you know, DiPietro, you know, and Teresa Riley, and just all the names that, you know, that I'm, you know, just, and Nate showing up, just all the people that showed up. Those are people that believe in us, and they believe in me, and they showed up because of those reasons. And I'm just a person, but I'm trying to be aware and mindful of how people look at me and the things that I happen to be good at. And I know my shortcomings, and I've got a lot of them, and I'm always trying to work on those things. But the things that I do excel at and that I'm good at, I've got to embrace those things and make sure I'm using those tools to the greatest degree of effectiveness as many times throughout the course of a day as I can. So, you know, a lot of this conversation is centering around the fact that there are people out there that need us. They need you. You know, people in your family, you know, friends, people on your Facebook page. I've said it before, try not to focus in on those people that are negative on your page and those negative conversations. Take a look and break it down and see how much time and energy and thought and emotion you've committed to that person that is negative on your page. Think about it. And I could guarantee you it's hours a day. Because I know so many people that are like, oh, Pete, this person and that person, and this person said this and that person said that, and it's just driving me crazy. So it's not just the actual interaction you have and then the statement that you make to them, and then you carry it with you. It's also the carrying it with you for the rest of the day. And then it's not just that, it's the conversation that you're having with somebody else. So think about, and I've been saying this for a while, think about if you are able to redirect that energy to somebody that's a friend, that thinks like-minded like you, and you took that energy and that time is important too. If you took that and you applied it to something positive, that couple of hours, imagine what you could accomplish. Like, do that today. Don't interact or engage with anybody on your page that's negative. Just stop it. And then if they insist on engaging with you, just block them from seeing your posts. You don't have to block them as a friend, but block them from seeing your posts. This is going to remove and eliminate the temptation for you to get involved in that. And then take that time, that couple of hours, and then it's going to be the whole day, because if you have that interaction with somebody, it's going to affect you. You're going to carry that with you. You're not going to carry it with you throughout the course of just one day. It's going to be through a course of a bunch of days. But just take 2 hours that you would have applied towards, going through and looking for the trolls and reacting to the trolls, and apply that time towards what can I do in a positive way, thinking about it. What do I want to do? Identify it, and then start doing something until that 2 hours is complete. Now, what I can promise you is this. When you're done with that 2 hours that you've got to do this, you're going to be like, whoa, I feel amazing. Rather than thinking about and talking about everything that I want to do, I actually did it. I did it. And here's like the proof. I took and I have all these thoughts written down. I reached out to a couple of friends. I asked them if they wanted to get involved. Now, after that 2 hours, you are going to feel so inspired, and you're going to feel so alive. You're going to feel so energized and positive that you're going to want to do it some more. Now, you can't get OCD with this stuff because you're going to get burned out. But you are going to feel completely transformed. Now your day, rather than being focused in on that negative person, that one troll that you allowed to affect you negatively for that period of time you were writing them, the energy that you spent looking for them, thinking about it, getting all caught up in it, you're done. You're not even engaged in that. So you transformed yourself and your day and your week and your thoughts and your energy and your mood and your feelings and your emotion into something positive, because you just redirected your focus into something positive. Now, guys, imagine if you did that every day. Over the course of 6 months, 2 hours a day, I mean, that's a great amount of time to apply. Well, Pete, how many hours is that? Okay, well, I did the math, all right. About 360 hours or whatever it is. That's a lot of time, 360 hours, 40 hours a week. If you're working a 40-hour shift, and I'm doing the math in my head, it's nine weeks. 9 weeks of 40-hour works. Just applying 2 hours a day over the course of 6 months. And then just imagine how that webs out, how that extends out, and who that reaches because you're doing it, because you're reacting in a positive way on your page. You're applying your time in a positive way. You're getting together with people. You're talking, you're deliberating, you're strategizing. You're being focused, organized, structured, disciplined with your time, staying committed to being positive. Just imagine what that accomplishes just in your world. Imagine what that's going to start to accomplish when it's not just you, but let's say it's 5 people or it's 6 people in your world. That's how we get this back, guys. That is really, truly, honestly, how we get this thing back. So these guys, the opposition isn't going to stop. They're going to continue doing what they're doing constantly, incessantly, obsessively. These people are mentally ill. They're mentally deranged. They're psychopaths. They're criminals. They're murderers. They're dictators. They're tyrants. They're fascists. They're Nazis. All the terms you want to apply to them, that's what they are. They don't want anybody else to be happy, ever. They are miserable, narcissistic pieces of garbage. That's all they ever think about and want is to make everybody else as miserable as they possibly can. That is their sole focus. It's as simple as that. And of course, they want to profit from it. They want to, they love that power. They love that control. So we take it back by being happy. We take it back by making, and then we start, move the pieces of the puzzle, but we'll talk about that another time. Thanks so much for your time today, guys. Just wanted to let you know that with the few things, a few housekeeping things here, the lawsuit for Buffalo Barfly, I have gotten no word from that, guys. So I do apologize. I've been on top of it. I've been asking and requesting and trying to get information. I haven't been able to get any of that, unfortunately. What I've been told is this. Individually, as each restaurant, you can go after the Cuomo, you criminally. And anybody, the health department, the commissioner, health department employees, there's a process that you can do. Look up James Kelly on YouTube and find out what he's doing. Talk to an attorney. But allegedly, there cannot be a class action. I don't know if that's true. Teresa Riley shared that with me. She's a very reliable source, but I haven't been able to confirm that myself. So that's where that stands. Our next protest right now is looking like it's in November, a big one out in Albany. But in the meantime, guys, we should be putting protests together here locally to impact local elections. So Gina Kay, Taylor and I, and Scott Ball, we're all working hard to get those protests going. And what those protests are going to be is we're going to protest in front of either the politicians, their office, or we're going to protest in front of their homes. So I'll keep you aware of all that stuff. Now, what we have is coming up tomorrow. I have my meeting at Old Time Baptist Church. I'm very encouraged, very excited about that. I'm going to let you guys know about that, how that goes and how that turns out. Also, we are going to have, it just escaped me, but Nancy Orticelli's group today at Old Time Baptist Church, 4 p.m. If you guys have an opportunity, Constitutional Coalition of New York is what Nancy Orticelli runs, and she's been running that for a long time, working very hard to make a difference for a long time. If you've got any time today at 4 p.m., come on out to Old Time Baptist Church. It's on Camp Road. I forget the corner. It's like where the Burger King is on Camp Road there. That's where Old Time Baptist Church is. It's the old Buffalo News building. They're going to be there with Chevetta's barbecue. So get out there. I'm going to be out there. I don't know how long I'm going to be out there. I've got a couple of estimates I need to do this afternoon as well, this evening. I got a roof job I've got to do after this. But that is the only other thing that I know of. And I think we're going to turn it to Meet Pete night instead of Pete's Meat Night. But right now, tentatively, I believe Wednesday the 26th. I think it's Wednesday the 26th of August. I'm going to be doing that out at Raphael's in Hamburg. So that's all the information that I have about what's going on right now. But the election is huge, guys. We have 3 months coming up, so we all have a lot of work to do. That's a lot of time to impact everything. Enjoy your day. Thank you for your time. It was great seeing all of you. Love you guys. Enjoy your day. Oh, if anything happens, of course I'll be on, but if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.